tells you how much taste and things are developed. So you only need to put the art and the marketing to this strategy so that these small scale industries survive.
This thing, there is a bit of difference in Scooters India and SPI.
UP Smart Industries Corporation. Exactly
Can you
same things they promised.
Scooters India and Way and the kind of people who are going to operate under the umbrella of SPI is entirely different. The capabilities are entirely different. The capabilities of the team are entirely different. Times have changed. Let me give you an idea about it. Why are we promising these things? It makes business sense for us, which marries into a social cause. The business sense lies in terms of when we provide these common facilities to our entrepreneurs, we are going to charge for them. But spread over 100 units for a cluster, these suddenly become very affordable to all these entrepreneurs. Talking about the market part of it, why did we choose food and food processing? I'll give you an idea about the industry size. The food market in India is currently at rupees 9,050 billion and expected by 2025 to grow to rupees 17,200 billion. Last 5 years CAGR is 18%. The industry is growing. We're jumping into a stream which is running at pretty decent pace. Secondly, the advantages of a core team which specializes into dairy technology, engineering, technical expertise, sales and marketing. We are a bunch of more than 50 guys, expertise into separate areas, combining together our expertise. That is where we differentiate ourselves from Scooters India. Within this food industry,
with you all. And just 2 days ago, when I was there in this conference of small and micro industries, which was done LMA 26th, there again some of you were there. To raise the issue, and I recall I had said that I asked my Principal Secretary, small scale industries, to examine the entire issue and put it before me. Well, I've already asked him to do that, and within the next week itself, I'll go into details of all this and try and find a solution for you. I'll also call you over for any discussion or anything. You feel free to come over also. I got a note today, one of you gave me a note just now. I can understand that a problem is there for the ancillary to Scooters India. I can understand the importance of the issue of converting leasehold into freehold and to assist and help the industry and the kind of problems it is facing. We will attend to this on priority. That's what I want to assure you.
Mr. Vijay Tiwari. And Mr. John Martin.
UP, and mind you, this is a project that we had earlier envisaged to be set up in Gujarat. But before we do that, I'll just give you some understanding about our company. Our company has been in existence for 50 years. We've just completed 50 years with our base in Lucknow from UP. We have manufacturing facilities in Rajasthan and Gujarat. We are leading suppliers of castings, machine components, that fabricated parts for critical and supercritical applications all around the world. We have various foundries, CNC machine shops, and fabrication facilities. As Vijay mentioned, we have started this new replica technology, which we are now currently the world's largest in that. And we are primarily exporting our parts and components to the US and Europe, and for almost 30 years. We have received many awards and recognitions for our work, including National Award for R&D in the industry.
People talk about different forms of Lakshmi, Rupiah, Pesa and all that. But there was also Saraswati on the stage, and I actually wanted to acknowledge, because I heard it being mentioned that we have students in the room today. I was told that there may be some students in the room. If they are, I'd like to give them a warm welcome from that side at least. So from an HP point of view, and I just wanted to clarify, because when I joined HP, I called my mother-in-law, told him to pucha, Hindustan Petroleum to join Covergent. So I wanted to be clear, this is Hewlett Packard, and it is actually the world's largest IT company. Sincerely hope everyone in the back can see me and hear me. What I wanted to talk about is actually not something that's going to happen. I'd like to talk about something that has happened in the past tense. This is one of the biggest projects that I've personally been involved with. I wanted to talk about this project in depth. I wanted to talk about some of the learnings that HP got from the experience. And then we'll see if there are any questions from the audience where I can elaborate a bit more. From a starting off point of view, I just want to quickly establish. Yes, you are right in mentioning that HP device. I've used HP most of my life itself. We are fairly well established in India. We've had a very interesting 2013, I believe, for the great 2014. A lot of awards that people talk about, but one that really means a lot to me personally is the fact that we were also voted as one of the best attractive employers in India. And I think that's a big achievement to be able to attract the right talent in India and to nurture them. So, very simply,
I know we are between dinner and so, but we have to do our work also. So I have come to speak and I because, sorry, I was in the Ministry of Panchayati Raj and there we found rural business hubs, of course you must be aware, and we know that the project recently failed because of various things. Because industries are for industries, not for the government. In the European Chamber, I and my friend Mr. John, we started working with industries of micro, after my work with assignment with the Ministry of Panchayati Raj, we started interacting with industries of Europe and India. Because we had lost many things, but gained a lot of experiences. So now with this,
we take this opportunity to introduce in a few minutes a real possibility to utilize biomasses to produce energy. We know that in the UP there are a lot of available biomasses practically at no price. So because biomasses today are a very interesting fuel for power production, we are here just to explain this technology. And I will present you just the introduction of the plant because these kind of projects are very huge and technologically complex. First of all, the project background that is really the base of our understanding. India, due to the economic expansion, very fast, very growing, is expected to be one of the main world energy consumers within very few years. Moreover, considering the issues of emissions reduction and internal fuel reserves, the Indian government has the aim to expand its renewable power industry.
Neither will I dwell on biomass, which everybody knows what is biomass. I will just give a short presentation of myself. Well, I belong to, born in Allahabad, but I have done my studies abroad in Switzerland. And I live in Milan. I am the only Indian in Italy in the national politics. And I am the vice president also of
and training on the machine. What are actually supposed to be the results, and how are you measuring? And are you measuring your UP government?
When we looked at this project, it was clear that the starting point was a political desire to make an impact. There was a need to fulfill on an obligation or a promise made. I think along the way, this is also the first time that I'm aware of anything of this scale. The scale at which UP went ahead with this initiative told me that this is going to be pretty broad, pretty deep. The training component that UP has put together is actually the most different from the other projects that we've been involved with. We've done this kind of project for other government entities in Assam, in Tamil Nadu, and so on. I would argue as follows. The political desire, the launch that they had may have been very different, but the way that they articulated it, it was trying to actually get the kids, the students, an opportunity to understand the technology that they would use. You acknowledge the fact that the training was not visible to a lot of people. But when
we attend a conclave or a workshop of this type, it's about grievances that the people in the audience have with the government. And I have to stand and try and respond to those grievances. So I've got quite used to that. It's a very different experience for me. Where Dr. Kuchu was Point Park Industries, Mr. Harsh Chaturvedi, the Ramsuk Memorial, Madam Pooja Agarwal, from Sri Cements, Mr. Srinath Sahoor, from PTC Industries, Sachin Agarwal, from HP, Mr. Deepak Gutra, and from the Indo-European Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Vijay Tiwari, Mr. John Martin, and others. I think I must personally like to thank you all for the kind of interest you've shown in investing of the population subsisting on agriculture. Yet, this is the main reason why our per capita income are so low. We are third from the bottom as far as per capita income is concerned in the entire country. We need to change things. We need to come up. And for that, our growth rate has to be higher than the national growth rate. You see, if the national growth rate is 7%, our growth rate must be at least 10%. Today, of course, we are talking in terms of 5% growth rate at the national level. Even then, it is slightly higher than the national level, 5.6, 5.86%. That's what the figures are at the moment. But that would not suffice. We have to talk in terms of at least 9 to 10% growth rate of the state of Uttar Pradesh if we have to change things. And this change can only come with investment. This change can only come with investment in the area of infrastructure, investment in industry, and investment both by the government and mainly by the private sector. That's what we're talking about. And that's why we want to create an environment which is conducive for investment. For this, ladies and gentlemen, I must share with you, we came out with a very proactive and progressive industrial and infrastructure development policy 2012. And I think all of you have responded to that. There were issues raised about that policy also. You people came back to us with some specific issues were raised about that this has not been attended to or this will be modified with. And now, I must try to convince you that is how we changed the mindset. We are open to these suggestions. We are open to 50,000 students and it has become a university today. It has today, as far as Lucknow is concerned, I think it is the top technical institution as far as Lucknow is concerned. I'm sure it is one of the top technical institutions as far as the state of UP is concerned, and is already having a brand name as far as the country is concerned. So, and the way she talked the spirit behind setting up this movement and how they went about doing it and how education is so important and how she talked about making people employable in industry. I think that was very important. There's a point that also pointed out because that is the refrain that industry comes up with, that you educate them. You have so many educational institutions, you have 100,000 engineers being turned out every year in the state of UP. And it will be that way. When you talk of numbers in UP, it becomes mind-boggling, It being the 5th largest country in the world as far as population is concerned. So the number of engineers which turn out every year is 100,000. Yet the question comes, how many of them are employable really? So that's the question she also talked about, having an interface with industry and coming up with, programs specially designed, or modules specially designed to have students who are employable in industry. I think that was a very worthwhile thing. And that will certainly give a fillip to the industrialization of the state of UP. Because investment, apart from technology, apart from land, apart from power, also requires skilled manpower. That is the main requirement of any industry. And so that I think will be addressed by institutions like Ram Saru. Sri Cement, by what you heard, that suddenly this sleeping giant of UP has woken up. Thank you.
Mr. Alok Ranjan, Mr. A.K. Mathur, Mr. Emil speaking, with my friend, all the senior panelists and citizens. Before I get into formally thanking everyone, I think it's really a breath of fresh air, the kind of energy, the kind of realization of things that we've been hearing about and speaking about, and the way Mr. Alok Ranjan spoke, I think is evidence of the change which is surely taking place in this great state of Then it culminated